I'm Milton Boyer. I'm the CEO of Kindeva. I've been in the drug manufacturing and contract manufacturing sector for almost 3 decades.
I'm Dave Stevens. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer of Kindeva. I've been in the CDMO space for almost 30 years.
Kindeva is really the product of a couple of carve-outs that our private equity sponsor did. The first being the carve-out of 3M's drug inhalation business and rebranded Kindeva. And then a couple of years later, they carved out Meridian from Pfizer, which was focused in the injectables, specifically auto-injectors. A year and a half ago, we combined the two companies to create a global CDMO that's focused in drug delivery. If a product or a drug needs a delivery system, really that's what we do. We have transdermal capabilities, we have some very exciting technology in intradermals, we've got traditional sterile fill finish, the ability to put that into an auto-injector, and we've got deep manufacturing experience there, not only in research and development, but also in manufacturing. And then earlier this year, we added a nasal inhalation capability through the acquisition of Summit Biosciences.
So Kindeva, through its legacy with Meridian that Milton spoke about, has been manufacturing the sterile drug product for over 50 years, so has significant experience in the sector, especially in auto-injectors, as one of the pioneers in using auto-injectors to deliver sterile medicine. The general trend within sterile manufacturing is there's more molecules coming out of pharma's pipeline that require to be injectably administered. At the same time, there's increasing demand for capacity. There's also some challenges in terms of compliance. Some of the new regulatory standards, the Annex 1, has created new barriers to participate in that market. So really the genesis behind the facility that we have in St. Louis, Bridgeton, was around meeting the new regulatory requirements of Annex 1, which essentially are around engineering out the operator where possible, facility flow. The facility there gave us the opportunity to build a best-in-class sterile manufacturing facility that meets and exceeds the requirements of the current regulatory standards. So the highlights of the facility are, this is a 200,000 square foot facility. We have in the initial phase 1 capacity more than 150 million units across vials, syringes and cartridges. I think one of the really interesting things about the facility is all isolator technology based. The greatest risk to a patient is contamination of a vial. By using isolator technology, we essentially create a barrier that gives us maximum sterility assurance, which is passed on to patients in terms of their safety.
We're also pretty excited about this facility in terms of really building a world class. It's not just Annex 1 compliance and isolator technology, and as Dave said, engineering out the operator, but we're also doing things by utilizing some of the latest frame-by-frame technology that allows us to do our FMEA analysis in record time, and the output from that is also an AI-generated training document and batch record. And so we're really excited about this facility, not only what it represents to the company, but also the ability to be on the leading edge of a lot of new technologies.
So green propellants is a really interesting. I think Milton had spoken about our legacy in MDI. As the inventor, 3M, we've got significant experience with metered-dose inhalers. We've taken them through the last transition of the propellants to comply with the government standards around the CO2 emissions of the product. One of the challenges is that the 1528 propellant, which is the new 95% lower CO2 impact, this propellant is made with a high amount of ethanol and solvents, so it creates an inflammability risk manufacturing those products. So there's a number of challenges there, not least developing or redeveloping the existing MDI products within that particular propellant. There's some formulation challenges that Kindeva has a unique amount of expertise and experience dealing with. That's the first challenge. Number 2 is the manufacturing capacity that's required. It needs to be able to handle those types of solvents and flammability risks. So that means the facilities have to be completely changed in order to handle those types of propellants. We're one of the few companies that's had invested ahead of that demand. We're currently working on transitioning a number of those products, and we've committed to installing about 100 million units of capacity to supply green MDI products. So we think what we're installing is really important to make sure that metered dose inhalers continues to be a medicine for patients. There are other options, but an MDI has a lot of advantages over things like dry powder inhalers. So that's really the biggest trends in this transition.
The initial combination of Meridian Medical and Kindeva, which was legacy 3M, was to create a global CDMO focused on drug delivery, specifically drug device, drug product combinations. And what we've seen is the number of platforms that we have fit nicely across the platforms that our customers have. So customers can come to us for not only more than one platform, but in the platforms, the capabilities and services we provide, many of them we have from ideation through commercial scale, as well as a strong commercial track record. And so we can become a one-stop shop for people looking for that drug device, drug product combination capability. Dave?
As we've assembled the capabilities for nasal, pulmonary delivery, injectable delivery, what we find is there's a huge amount, vast repository of institutional knowledge around drug device combination products. I think having that in the one organisation is really important. I think the integrated knowledge we have in terms of developing those types of products, as well as manufacturability of those products, really sets us apart from other global CDMOs.